Our second Widener PMC Alumni Award recipient is David McNulty, class of 1963. A very active member of the Alumni Association, David currently serves as a member of the Executive Board for the Alumni Council and a member of the PMC Museum Committee. Dave's fondness for Widener and PMC is apparent in all the effort and time he has put in to support his fellow alumni. Mr. McNulty is responsible for the creation of the John L. Gagan Alumni and Student Citizenship Award. This award was created in honor of John Gagan, David's classmate, and John's contributions to his country and the pride it brought to the PMC Widener community. He also played an integral part in bringing the moving wall to campus. During his time at PMC, Dave was a member of the PMC band and track team and received his bachelor's degree in English. He also holds a JD from Temple University and is a practicing attorney. In addition to his role as an attorney, Mr. McNulty has served as a juvenile delinquency special master and presided over 18,000 delinquency and abuse cases since 1981. Please join me in welcoming David McNulty from the class of '63.
Mike and Jim, I'm going to make you very nervous. Could I ask you to take a seat? I promise to be within the time limit. Dr. Harris, honored guests, and fellow alumni, thank you for this recognition. As a member of the Pennsylvania Military College class of 1963, it is a privilege to stand in the shadow of Oliver Armitage and all of the other fabulous 49ers like Heb and Fred and the other guests at the table. They are the models for alumni service that inspire me and keep me involved. The truth be told, my motivation for the work I have been doing for the Alumni Association has an ulterior source. What drives me is the compulsion to keep the memory of Pennsylvania Military College alive. It grieves me terribly to come across students and younger alumni who have no clue as to the wide, the broad, the deep heritage of this institution. I take more pride in my PMC diploma, my commission, and my class ring than I do in my Temple law degree or my admission to the Supreme Court of the United States. I enjoy sharing that pride and history with new generations. Whether it was competing in the graduate record exams with the Ivy Leaguers or in basic or advanced military training with West Pointers, VMI, or the Citadel, we took a back seat to no one. My classmate John Tillelli, with 4 stars on his shoulder, is a prime example of the excellence that brought Widener to this dance. From generals of the Army to captains of industry, it is PMC that gives pedigree to the Widener DNA. One of the awards we're giving tonight is named after Cadet R. Kelso Carter. He wrote a song entitled Standing on the Promises, which we still sing today in our church. I feel that I am standing on the promises of that long gray line of PMC cadets and vow to keep the proud memory of that PMC alive. I also have a duty to my fallen friends, classmates, and comrades, Jack Gagan and Buddy Stevenson, to keep their PMC memories alive. Jack and Buddy are represented here this evening by the sacramental loves of their tragically short lives, Barbara Gagan Johns and Carol Stevenson DeBunda. Thank you both, and thank you, Casey, for being here tonight and gracing us with your presence. When we first came to campus in 1959, Eisenhower was in the last year and a half of his administration, which presided over the happy days of the 50s. In my sophomore year, Kennedy started his 1,000-day reign, which became known as Camelot. The reason for Camelot was the Broadway Lerner and Loewe production that opened at the same time. It's reported that Kennedy played excerpts from the soundtrack of Camelot every evening that he was in the White House. His favorite song was If Ever I Would Leave You by Robert Goulet, and his favorite lines were from the Camelot reprise, spoken melodiously by Richard Burton. Our time here as cadets from '59 to '63 was during that same period of Camelot. The entire history of PMC was our Camelot, and like Kennedy's Camelot, PMC did leave us. It came to an end. The colors were retired, the flags were furled, and the uniforms were put on a mannequin in the PMC Museum like a rusty suit of armor in Windsor Castle. However, the fond memories, the enduring values, the very essence of PMC's glory could not be captured, boxed, or shelved into the confines of the PMC Museum. They continue to live in the hearts and minds of everyone who has Pennsylvania Military College written on their diploma. To my fellow PMC alumni, and to the Widener alumni who have cared enough to read and know this story, let me enlist you in the continuing fight, the ongoing struggle to keep the legacy of PMC and our Camelot alive. In the paraphrased words of King Arthur, as played by Richard Burton, wherein he implores a young squire to pass on the story of yesterday's Camelot to future generations, let me offer this parting plea to all of you for the benefit of future generations of Widener students. Each evening from December to December, before you drift asleep upon your cot, think back on all the tales that you remember of PMC. Ask every person if he's heard the story, and tell it strong and clear if he has not, that once there was a fleeting wisp of glory called PMC. PMC, PMC, where once the cadets marched with pomp and precision, and their princess dates were the beautiful queens of the ball. Don't let it be forgot that once there was this spot that for one brief shining moment was known as PMC. Thanks for the memories, PMC, and thank you, Widener, for the award.
That will be tough to follow. I do not sing at all.